What's your unpopular traveling opinion? I'll go first. I've had a recent change of heart about this, but there is nothing wrong with visiting tourist destinations or using tourism infrastructure. I used to pride myself in going to off-the-beaten-path types of places and sort of roughing it. But as I've gotten older, I don't really feel the need to impress anyone. There's a reason tourist destinations are popular. And if a city, country, etc., has good tourism infrastructure, hotels, sightseeing, tour guides, etc., there's no harm in utilizing them. I'm not in college anymore. If I can afford to travel in more comfort, I'm going to. I got caught driving in extreme whiteout conditions in Iceland, no place to pull over and just had to keep trekking forward. I was in tears, it was so stressful for me. I happened to be on my way back to Reykjavik and immediately turned in my rental car and signed up for some bus tours instead. Spent the next 2 days doing some stress-free guided tours. Sure, it would have been nice to go at my own pace, but it was a huge weight off my shoulders and totally worth it for my situation at the time.
Hey, it's Digital Danny. Your favorite nomad still crushing it out here. Well, kinda. You all probably noticed that I had to say goodbye to the Fortress of Hustle, my Chiang Mai apartment. Yeah, some financial reshuffling happened. Totally under control. Just, making moves. In a hostel for now. No biggie, just getting back to basics, you know. No need for luxury when you're on the grind, right? Okay, fine. Look, the truth is my parents cut me off, and I need to get back into the fortress ASAP. Hostel life isn't exactly what I had in mind for my empire, alright? So yeah, I need your help more than ever. You guys get it, right? Just hit those Amazon affiliate links below. Doesn't matter what you buy, as long as you click my link first. Buy toilet paper for all I care. Just make sure it's through me. Each click inches me closer to reclaiming my throne in Chiang Mai. And trust me, when I'm back in the fortress, the dropshipping empire is gonna go next level. I'm not begging, okay? I'm just letting you in on a win-win opportunity here. Help me out, and I'll be back to showing you how to live this boss life in no time. Alright? Cool.
I love to travel as much most on this sub, but we need to stop telling everyone that they need to travel. Some people just do not like traveling, whether it be because of the cost, fear, avoidance or discomfort, or other mental health physical reasons. Traveling is like dancing. The people who love to dance want everyone to dance and try to pull them onto the dance floor. But it's annoying as heck to people who don't like to dance, so just stop it. This falls into the popular-unpopular opinion category, but popular tourist destinations are popular for a reason and the vast majority are worth seeing. Avoiding famous sites, cities, etc. doesn't give you some sort of cachet. If you're going to Paris, don't be weird, just go look at the Eiffel Tower. This is not to say you should seek out quieter or less traveled places, but there is value in all sorts of destinations. While I agree about emptying your pockets IMO, it is far more frustrating that each security checkpoint has different requirements, even within the same country. Sometimes you gotta take your shoes off, sometimes not. Sometimes you gotta take your electronics out, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you gotta put your bag in a bin, sometimes it's supposed to be on the table. Etc. etc. Took me a while to realize that fact. I have a German passport, and only after traveling with friends from third world countries, and spending hours waiting for them at airports, did I truly understand that my passport is basically a VIP ticket compared to theirs. You are not a better traveler just because you rough it with the locals. Saying this actually makes you very snobby. It's really totally fine to want to stay in a decent hotel and not eat only street food. Sure, you probably don't broaden your cultural horizons that AI resort in Cancun, but that doesn't mean you necessarily do just because you sat on a bus for 28 hours in Brazil either. I prefer staying in a city for max 3 nights, it can get boring, and I prefer seeing 2 to 3 cities a few nights each than one city in a full week. Mega cities like Bangkok, London and New York is a bit different since you never run out of things to see and do. I still think 3 nights can be good in a city like that. I've thought about this and honestly, IDK. Like for me personally, I don't have a car, don't have or want kids, recycle and ride my bicycle everywhere. IDK how much more people want me to do from an environmental perspective. In today's society, it's very hard to be like, socially perfect or WTVR. If don't travel, what else am I going to do with my life lol? Just work, and then die? I also think selfish is a really harsh word here. Your point is valid though, but at the end of the day, my personal situation is much less bad than anyone who tries to bring up this argument with me, especially considering the lack of car or children point. But yeah, I see what you are saying. This is a bit of a tangent. When I was younger and traveling places, I used to wish I had a good reason to travel, like some high-powered meeting or because of work or something. I wanted an important reason to go to these new places. Now I realize that the single best reason to visit somewhere is purely for pleasure. I totally embrace being a tourist now.
All right, listen up, legends. It's your boy, Digital Danny, coming at you from, well, let's just say I'm not in my mom's basement like you. No, I'm out here in the world, crushing life, thanks to these beauties. The Apple AirPods Pro 2. Now you might be thinking, Danny, what makes these earbuds so special? Well, let me break it down for you, you tech peasants. First of all, noise cancellation is not just good, it's elite. These bad boys block out more noise than I block out haters. Crowded cafe? Gone. Crying baby on the plane? What baby? It's just you and that sweet, crisp sound, like the perfect wave hitting the shore of some exotic island, which I obviously know all about. And the fit? Oh, it's like these AirPods were custom built for my lifestyle. I slap them in for my sunrise yoga session Bali. Yeah, no big deal. Or when I'm taking calls from my offshore business partners. They're comfortable, they don't fall out, and yes, they even make me look cooler. Which I didn't think was possible, but here we are. Oh, and guess what? You're not fumbling around for a charger like your caveman friends, because these charge faster than I can down a coconut cocktail. USB-C, finally. Apple's catching up to the future, and you're getting in on the ground floor with me, Digital Danny. Need a hearing test? Boom, done. Need a hearing aid? Don't worry, Gramps, they got you covered there too. These things are like a Swiss Army knife for your ears, and the only tool I don't use is that little ring thing on the side. But hey, I'm too busy globetrotting and making deals to worry about that. You know what to do, legends. Links are in the description. Pick up your Apple AirPods Pro 2 now, because let's be real, you deserve to live a little more like me. You're welcome. Links in the description. Get after it.
See, this is the mindset that the parent commenter was referring to. 5 cities in 5 days is extreme, but it is possible, and for many people, quantity over quality can be just as enjoyable. But this sub seems to take personal offense that a person goes to Rome just wanting to see the Colosseum or just wanting to spend an afternoon in Bologna. Vegas' appeal is not its cleanliness. It's the gambling, shows, restaurants. Much better than Dubai. Also, the heat is worse there. Dubai is safe, much safer than Vegas, but if something does go awry, the Emirati police justice system is not something you want to deal with. A foreigner there once reported she was raped, and she was arrested for committing adultery. A foreign man reported he was kidnapped and gang-raped, and he was arrested for engaging in homosexuality. A foreigner got into a fight with a local Emirati in Bar, and the Emirati went blind in one eye. The foreigner stated he was attacked by the Emirati, but during the court trial, the judge disallowed him to have any witnesses to support his case, and sentenced him to have his eye gouged out. During the 2008-09 financial crisis, thousands of foreigners left their cars and other belongings for a one-way ticket out of Dubai. Why? Because Dubai has debtor prisons, and these PPL lost their jobs and therefore didn't want to go to prison to work off any debts owed. Finally, all those pretty buildings you gawked at were built by slave labor from places like Pakistan and India. They promise good jobs, but once these foreign men arrive, they seize their passports so they can't leave and make them live in squalor in camps out in the desert outside the city limits, and work them for 12 hours days or more in the desert heat. But the flight attendants on Emirates can be kinda cute. Enjoy. Oh, that's very hard for me to have that perspective as a Canadian, as an overseas trip costs a lot financially and many people only have 10 to 15 days vacation per year. So for example, I'm planning on going to Spain in 2024. I intend to see anything that's important to me because the likelihood of me returning ever again is 1 lol. I'd use my money and time off to visit other places for sure. I didn't either, but literally just this last week I had a brief layover there. Stupid easy to get out of the airport, ride the cleanest goddamn mass transit rail I've ever seen, and walk around to look at all the buildings lit up at night. They're insane. Like, oh yeah sure, Burj Khalifa, tallest building in the world, I get it, nope, nearly threw my fucking neck out looking at that gorgeous sparkling spire. The water fountain show? Insane. Dubai is what Vegas wishes it were. Everything was spotless. I would eat off the sidewalks. Also, Emirates is the best airline I've ever flown on, also a first-time experience. Never was interested in Dubai until my layover, and I'd definitely go back and spend a day or two over there. Even if they aren't, I like finding out for myself. There's something fun about hearing about Trevi Fountain or seeing the Mona Lisa on TV and saying I've seen it, even if the crowds were anxiety-inducing and made it unpleasant. As someone who's traveled extensively, what it means to travel and vacation is different for everyone. I don't get the shaming that goes on. If people want to go on a resort and relax, that's travel for them. If people want to go up in the mountains, that's travel for them. If people want to hit only the touristic cities, that's travel for them. If people want to take a train, a bus, 2 taxis to the most remote town in Germany where no local speaks English, that's travel for them. I can't stand when people look down on people for how they choose to travel. I'm just glad people are getting out of their hometowns and getting a change of scenery. Also, God forbid you go in a tour group, the people in Solo Travelers subreddit will absolutely rip you a new one saying that's not solo travel, you went with a group. Poor planning also plays a big part of it. An inexperienced traveler would go to the Trevi Fountain at 11 a.m. on a Saturday and be disappointed that it was crowded with hundreds of people. What I did was go at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. There were maybe 30 people at the Trevi and I even got to sit down and enjoy a coffee in the steps. Yes, and then they get after you as well. My husband has noticed this on business trips. He flies somewhere and needs to take off his shoes. 2 days later he flies back and they get after him for taking off his shoes. GT, like for me personally, I don't have a car, don't have or want kids, recycle and ride my bicycle everywhere. Definitely not attacking you here, just adding in the spirit of this counterfactual thread. Regardless of not owning a car, having kids, etc., it wouldn't be a stretch for your annual carbon footprint to be exponentially larger than a family of 4 if you took just 3 international round trips per year. And that's what this top comment is highlighting, that it's really hard to justify not traveling, because like you implied, what's the point of life on our short journeys around the sun? Was scrolling for this answer because I completely agree. I don't understand the negative label associated with tourist or touristy places. Like you said, there's a reason the popular places are popular, usually they're cool and unique.
Hey guys, it's Digital Danny here. If you're dreaming about breaking free from the 9-to-5 grind and exploring the world while working from your laptop, then you have to check out this amazing book, Digital Nomad, The Complete Guide to Becoming a Digital Nomad in the 21st Century by Harry Holland. This book has everything you need to kickstart your digital nomad journey. From tips on finding remote work to budgeting and living cost effectively in the coolest place like Barbados, Rome, and Phuket. It's not just a guide, it's a blueprint to freedom. And guess what? You can grab this book and millions of others for free with Kindle Unlimited. That's right, with Kindle Unlimited, you can get access to this guide and so many other life-changing reads without spending a dime. So if you're ready to design your own adventure and live life on your own terms, click the link below and get started with Kindle Unlimited today. This is your sign to start making the digital nomad lifestyle your reality. Don't wait. Start your journey now. Click the affiliate link in my description of this video.
Having a detailed itinerary and lots of pre-booked tickets makes for a better trip for everyone. When you go with the flow, often one person has a less than ideal trip because they're the one constantly researching directions, opening times, ticket prices, etc. That's not fair to that one person. I recently traveled to Georgia. There was some event about Georgian wine going on those days, so migration people were giving every person a small wine bottle as a present at the entry. And me and my wife, got some unpleasant interrogation instead. Oh my god, I love this. I am a very fast-paced traveler. I enjoy myself more when I can visit a wide variety of places in a shorter amount of time, rather than spend a relatively long amount of time in one place. Agree, plus sometimes you can get better foreign cuisines when traveling. For example, Czechia has great Vietnamese minority. So when I got tired of hearty Czech food I opted for lighter Vietnamese food. Also my country doesn't have many authentic Chinese places, so I really enjoyed going to one in Lisbon. Travel can mean vacation and it can mean expedition for some lol. For me personally, travel is about exploring, so I do end up sleeping much less and walking much more. I get home exhausted. And it's usually worth it. For me, I've never personally been on a rest vacation. However, that said, I do take days to chill, of course.
Alright, buckle up folks. It's your boy, Digital Danny, here with my hot take on Beyond the Sky and Earth by Jamie Zeppa. Now before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another travel memoir, let me stop you right there. This ain't your average backpacker blogging about sipping artisanal coffee in Bali. Nah, Jamie took things next level by heading off to Bhutan. Yes, Bhutan, where Wi-Fi is probably considered a dark art. Picture this. Jamie, a Canadian academic who could have been grading papers in Toronto, decides to ditch the predictable life for a 2-year teaching gig in the middle of the Himalayas. Mad respect. I get it. I mean, I travel all over, but I still need my lattes and Wi-Fi hotspots. Jamie, she's dealing with monks, mountains, and wait for it, yak butter lamps. I'm telling you, it's wild. The best part? She does it all with humor. Her descriptions of Bhutan's quirks actually had me laughing out loud, and that's hard to do without emojis, okay? There's night hunting, buses that smell like they've seen things, and let's not forget dysentery danishes. I don't even know what those are, but I'm already starting to feel like I'm missing out. And don't get me started on how she gets deep into the culture. She's not just sightseeing. She's out here learning Buddhist philosophy, reflecting on her life, and even converting to Buddhism. Think Eat, Pray, Love, but with more yak and fewer Instagrammable cappuccinos. It's honestly refreshing to read about a place where life's pace isn't dictated by 5G networks. If you're looking for something that makes you appreciate the world outside of your feed, this is it. Jamie's writing is so real. You almost forgot you're in a digital age where Bhutan's mystical vibe would probably crash your data plan. So my final take? Beyond the Sky and Earth is for adventurous souls who want something more than a digital detox. It's a trip, literally and spiritually. Download it if you're feeling like your next adventure should involve something a little more meaningful than just swiping right. Remember, my affiliate links are in the descriptions.